Men around the world are trying to figure out the answer to the age-old question of what women want.
Funny.
I want the guy that's like in my mind.
Somebody who's independent, secure, confident within himself.
I haven't had many good experiences with women, and I haven't had any girlfriends.
I'm not in my own element. I feel uncomfortable, and it's not so much a lack of confidence, it's a lack of game.
I never kissed a girl on the mouth.
I have never had a girlfriend.
I've been dumped many times.
I was very needy and clingy. I would never hold eye contact with anybody.
I just wasn't dominant. I was very weak and submissive.
I think fear is holding me back. I think fear of women, fear of beautiful women.
I always seem to lose out to the pickup artist.
I kind of am at the forefront of seeing all of this stuff turn commercial or guys coming into it from a commercial perspective. My main focus has always been to make sure that that the interactions that happen in the community are for everybody's benefit and not necessarily a selfish benefit for one person who's not going to also give back what they take. There are certain places where we treat the community as a place to share information and to help each other and learn from each other. And there's a certain place if you want to advertise and promote your products and tell guys about your stuff. And so my feeling in general on it is that it's all good and there's a place for everything, and so long as that we can retain a community and a place to discuss with each other all kinds of topics related to pickup and seduction, and the actual discussions themselves should be uninfluenced by commercialism, basically. The content should come from a genuine source.
The information exchange taking place has become so valuable, it has developed into an industry.
Right.
And the industry is delivering the goods with such consistency that the industry is growing and it is turning into a cultural phenomenon. And the snowball is big enough now that it is now starting to roll down the hill automatically, and we can't stop it. It's too big. My belief is it's too big. When this book hits, it'll be out. This is not a flash in the pan thing, right, simply because sex sells.
So give us one that doesn't make us
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
what would you say?
Okay, here's the thing, it's not about a line. You can't hit on someone, and this is for men as well as women, you can't hit on someone until they're attracted to you. Then you're allowed to hit on them, right?
Okay, so pretend we're just meeting, you and I.
And I'll just start a general conversation. I'll say, hey guys, let me get a quick opinion on something. I'm here with my friends over there and we're having a discussion. And a friend of mine's been dating this girl and we want some advice. And I can only stay for a second because I have to leave soon. So really quickly, if you've been dating a guy for 3 months and he's still friends with his ex-girlfriend, how do you feel about that?
You're brilliant. Doing the View.
Thank you.
What makes a man a loser? A man is a loser when he says, I don't need your help. I know what I'm doing.
I couldn't have picked up a napkin in the club at one point. I was that bad.
I was a wallflower. I was still a nobody. I was still shy and stuff like that. So when I found the community, I found ways of turning it around.
The community is a collection of guys that get together to learn how to be more successful with women.
And the purpose of the community is to essentially help men's lives and to share with each other, to help each other and not to take advantage of each other.
I guess there's like many different sides to it. There's the websites, there's the commercial companies, and there's like the local layers, which is basically email lists of guys who meet up with each other in real life to basically go out and meet girls.
When I first got into it, it was just a bunch of guys who were online. You saw their screen names. They had their kind of little role that they played.
I think a lot of people in the community come to the community because they have a real kind of problem in their life with women.
The first problem is they analyze too much.
Or they try to impress. I mean, it's a formula. The more you act like you don't want her, the more she's going to want you. Most guys act way too needy.
Don't supplicate to the girl. Don't always do what she wants.
Guys put up with a lot of bullshit, really. They
They allow women to walk all over them.
98% of the guys in the world have no clue how the women they're talking to are feeling because they're nervous.
Most guys don't know the first thing about really, you know, touching the spots on a woman that are just going to get them open up and just fired off.
The self-help community or the self-help mainstream press has let men down. We've lost our idea of what we are to be as men.
All right, so the question is why? Why are all these guys here studying the art of pickup? If you look around, most of these guys are pretty successful. At least 3 of us are Ivy grads. We're doing all right financially, yet we still can't find the right girls that we want to be with.
So how many guys here consider themselves fairly new to this whole thing? All right.
Where am I signing? Here. On him? I'm demonstrating value.
Now, you're not a man unless you can pick up. And if you can't pick up a girl, then nature will unapologetically weed your genes out of existence. It is that important.
What I want to emphasize is that there are 3 aspects to connecting with a woman. There's attraction, there's comfort, and there's seduction. This is a familiar, what we call a yin-yang model. Begin to imagine yourself where you see an attractive woman that you want to approach. What if you were to just hear those words? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 3, open your eyes wide awake. Back here now. Take as much time as you need to acclimate back to the room.
Alerté is basically a local group of guys who somehow have found the community, whether they've taken a workshop or bought an ebook or stumbled across the website. And so these guys, you know, maybe they meet up once a month. If they want to be successful, they'll meet up several times a week and basically go out in the field and talk to girls and then give each other feedback.
You can outfeel a thought, you cannot outthink a feeling. And I have a theory about why that is, the way the human brain evolved. We'll get into that in a little bit later.
Great opportunity, you know. And I said, yeah, and giving the pleasure is just as important as taking it. But you do have to take. She goes, no, and I really believe in giving. I mean, I love blowjobs. I was like, it's good. Good. That's an interesting observation. I'm sure that won't come in handy later.
My name is Thompson Plyler. I actually have a bit of a problem of being a serial monogamist. I've had girlfriends here and there, but they've been really needy relationships. I'm intrigued by the whole concept of the game. I mean, the whole idea of like a technology or a system that lets you, you know, facilitates communications with women and lets you have more success. If you learn this and you do it well, you could become the pimp. I think that's just awesome.
¿Me puedes repetir otra vez, Noah? Porque como que no cogí la idea.
Okay, yo tengo que la parte de la comunidad, ¿no?
Ajá, que sí, yo sé.
Una comunidad es más o menos underground, como nivel underground. Y en esa comunidad hay varios miembros, soy parte de esa comunidad. Y lo que hacemos es que hay diferentes reuniones cada mes en las cuales se reúnen diferentes tipos y comparten su experiencia, cuáles son cosas que han hecho que le han dado éxito con las mujeres, cosas que deben hacer, cosas diferentes.
Andy comenzó a hablar me decía que estaba en eso, a mí, a mi esposo y yo, wow, nos pusimos bien contentos de eso. Yo vi que era algo bien bueno, que puede ayudar a los hombres, como Andy, que son tímidos con las mujeres, a cómo atraer más a las mujeres hacia ellos. La comunidad la veo excelente.
The kind of women that I like they have to be very remarkably attractive and very intelligent. They have to be not higher than 120 pounds. I prefer white women. Don't know why, but I do. And I have a whole bunch of qualifiers that I've used since my entry in the community. I can intellectually see it happening, see me being successful with women, but it's just something that I have to keep doing and try it until I get a hold of it. I've lived here for about 7-8 years, and just coming here and not speaking the language, just knowing a few things that I got from cable over there, that was kind of a barrier, and that it had an impact on my social skills. I'm very aware that I have a lot of work to do. The last time I had actual intercourse was with a girl. It's like 3 years ago. I mean, I've gotten kisses and whatnot all over the place, and oral sex, but that doesn't really count.
The great thing about the community is that the community is about helping guys first, and then there's kind of a commercial aspect, which is for most people like a strong second.
Directly what I do helps women. Do you know why? All I'm doing is creating a world of more confident and cool, interesting guys.
Using these skills that we give you guys is really, we're showing you what it feels like to be successful and to be an attractive man and to have results.
Half of our workshop is dedicated to society conditioning. We call it society bullshit. And it's people feeling inferior and like shit because society made them feel that way.
You know, there's a stereotype that a pickup artist is really a bad guy, and they have all these preconceived notions of what we're teaching, what it's really all about. And they are so off, they are so wrong, because obviously if it was that way, we couldn't deliver the goods. We wouldn't be able to attract women with consistency. We wouldn't be able to form loving relationships with these people. You know, women are, hey, guess what? They're humans too. They're friends, you know?
Like, honestly, it's hard to hit on someone without seeming really shady and really sketchy, yeah.
My name is Vincent. Nice to meet you.
I really don't think that it's possible for a guy to learn the art of hitting on a girl. I mean...
Why not?
It's just not that simple.
Hey, I just have a question. Who do you think are better at picking up women, guys or girls?
So I think guys have such a screwed up vision of women.
Guys usually don't succeed in hitting on me in the art. I guess they're not my style.
Can you take a sincere compliment? No?
It's so lines, like everybody has a line.
They're pretty general, they're not interesting, they're too strong. The pickups are just generally pretty unoriginal.
We're all reorienting because all these, behavior things are in the process of changing. Women are changing, the way they're responding, they're changing. And men have to, learn how to interpret that. On the one hand, they have to be like these strong guys who take charge. And it puts men in a difficult position how to deal with all these things. I mean, there are a lot of questions that it brings up.
I mostly get approached by guys that I would say would have absolutely no chance.
So if I told you that there were guys out there who claim to be pickup artists, and they claim that they could teach any guy, for real.
Like the movie? What was the movie?
I think either a man is a seducer, or he's not, and he can try, but if he's not, no seminar can help.
You know, that top looks great. You know what would look even better on you? Me.
I just think that's sort of sad to have a method. I think it's more important just to meet someone that you're attracted to and that you respect as a person.
I mean, I guess it's helpful if they don't have any hope. I mean, it probably gives them a little hope and they can get good tips from them. I think they know what they're talking about.
I mean, they're teaching something about how to seduce, and that is an art.
Come on.
Guys, especially like in this day and age, are not aggressive enough.
Hopefully to get guys started so they can do it themselves and it becomes natural to them.
Well, there are guys out there that want to improve themselves because they're just total geeks when it comes to talking to girls, and I've met a lot of them. Then good for them. I really think it's a positive thing to do.
We're kind of teaching guys to understand what it is that attracts a girl to a guy, and to kind of communicate those qualities a lot faster.
What are some things that you would consider attractive? A woman is attracted to, let me give you this hint, things that are different than her.
I like that it helps guys who have good intentions to want to meet girls, to get girlfriends, to learn to be social, to learn how to approach girls who have, social issues.
If someone said the community was filled with a bunch of creeps, then I'll probably agree.
Run your finger across her lips. If she takes your finger in her mouth, I have never gotten my finger sucked and not gotten my cock sucked, all right? Camera is off for this, right? Okay.
This is the dark side, I think.
And the dark side is you lose yourself instead of finding yourself. And it's hard to find that person back.
So I see a lot of negativity because guys who are too young, like Neil was saying before, who are too young, who never really developed any kind of personality or any kind of adventures themselves don't have anything to play on eventually. Because, you know, who can show their real personality in the first 5 minutes? Nobody can. So basically, this is so you can get in the door, so a girl will allow you and give you the time to show your true personality. Now, if you're really young, you haven't developed a real personality, that's not going to help you, you know? So that's the only danger I see, is if you kind of get like carbon copies of each other. And you got these little weird social robots that walk around and all dress the same and act the same.
The kind of creepy, sleazy element comes from, part of it comes from guys who have kind of been rejected by society their whole lives. And so they kind of build a little bit of animosity toward women. And when they hear there are guys that are good with women, they want to just come out of the gate and just get the woman and just kind of build up their own self-esteem that way.
It becomes a little bit power challenge for them. And you know, it's not just this community. Any community that I've seen where people are running away from their lives, you have creepy vibes.
Yeah.
And this community just happens to be about relating with women, which is this big power thing. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You have guys coming into this community that are never really had success. They're frustrated. They're misogynistic because they're frustrated.
Yeah.
And they want to learn every little, trick that they can say. And
I mean, the fact that something like this even exists is it's fascinating to me. And it shows that guys really care. They actually put in the time to develop the skills that they have and just put everything that they've been taught by society aside and do the things that really, really work.
Girls have that thing, intuition. No matter how good a guy is at the game, we can suss out if a guy is true and has good intentions for us. We don't have to even hear 2 words. We can see it, we can feel it, we can sense it. So if a guy is not being true blue, so to speak, and we know.
I'm not expecting that this one workshop is gonna make me to the best pickup artist in the world, but I know it's gonna have an impact, and I'm expecting a transformation of sorts. In time, be out to charm you. San Francisco. Woo! Oh man. All right, this was the homework for the workshop. There were a number of handouts. This book is kind of cool. It's my journal, actually. So this is very important to have a journal.
Important for what?
Just to keep a record of your successes and failures. And this is actually a cool quote. I want to read it to you. You are a machine, a biological machine. You are designed by evolutionary mechanisms to survive and replicate. Without survival, there is no life. Your emotional circuitry has been designed by evolutionary processes to help you survive and replicate. That is your job in life. That's it. So if your job is getting in the way of you surviving and replicating, the best way I can put it to you is quit your fucking day jobs. And that's mystery.
If I had to pick a single seduction guru to study under, I'd have to say I'd want to spend just mountains and mountains and mountains of time with Mystery. He has the most verifiable play record. He gets gorgeous, gorgeous women, and I think that his system is so outwardly based that you deal with your inner game on your terms. You deal with your sense of self and your personal psychology on your terms, and then he gives you the tools to deal with all the outward stuff.
Hey, how you doing? I watched these people walk the door one at a time, and when I saw who we were working with Andy, I thought, I don't know what I can do with that guy. I mean, I really don't.
We got a folder for you. This has got all your materials in it that you'll need, and it's got schedule and everything. Make sure you read over this. We got some stuff.
Andy's one of those guys, when you're talking to him as a person, he actually has a lot of nervous tics. You know, he's always shaking his foot, he's always moving his hands. Those are things, in pickup, that stuff will kill you.
We maintain a pretty tight schedule, so we want to make sure you guys get as much as possible. All right, so just make yourself at home. What's your name?
I'm Andy.
Brian.
Cool.
You guys are here to meet women, is that the deal? I mean, really for me what this workshop is about, it's about building better guys.
So you will be in a group A, Group B, and for the rest of the workshop you will either be in Group A or Group B.
You guys are trouble.
is such a piece of meat market. I feel like a sausage with feet. What would have done in that case? I kind of.
How does it?
I didn't. It's kind of a long one, so I just looked at it. And,
All right. This place is such a meat market. I hate the way girls look at me here. I feel like a piece of meat.
The whispering is very good.
Yeah.
The reason we invest a certain number of sets, really thinking about a routine stack and kind of really being obsessive and being unaware of everything else, is so that for the rest of our life that we're using that routine stack, we can free up an enormous part of our brain to be like, wow, is that lockup? Oh, her friend doesn't like me. Wow, I better pay more attention to her. Okay, that guy, he actually doesn't look like he's jealous. He must just be a pal. When my mouth is telling all those stories, that's what my brain is doing.
What we're going to be doing here is you guys are going to have an opportunity to go and approach. We've got Katie here and our tall wooden lady. So you guys are going to go through each of your routine stacks. You're going to go through the entire thing.
Hey guys. Who do you think are better at picking up girls? Men or women?
No, this is my sister.
That's your sister?
Yeah.
Oh, she's kind of like statue-like. So I just decided to diffuse the situation, not to make a big deal out of it, because my girlfriend's standing at the back. So it was kind of an uncomfortable moment. But I'm walking, right? Mm-hmm. And I go towards her. Cool, yeah.
Okay, let's give me a minute. Ready to go? All right, we're gonna do it. All right. Katie, how was that for you? Like, what feedback did you give?
I got a little bored a little bit.
Yeah.
Stories about, like, I was wasted, I was doing some criminal activity or something. It doesn't work for some girls, it worked for others, but I think it'd be mindful of the girl that you're saying this with. But sometimes it does work. What else?
When I was trying to like pull you to the side, you were
yeah,
tense.
that was, yeah.
That freaked you out. What happened there?
Well, that's just kind of like a respect personal space thing.
All right.
Like if a stranger approaches me, you know, this is fine, but grab is.
So the amazing thing about the hands is that the hands never lie. If you want to know if a woman's feeling attraction for you, you don't look at her face, you don't ask her a question, you just touch her hand. When I do that, I actually wrap my hand around like this. Once I have my hand like that, I just drop it. Try that wraparound.
Got a hold of it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Smell great, okay. Hey guys, can you smell that perfume? It smells really good in here. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Don't know.
Oh wait, it's me.
That was actually good. That was good. I couldn't see myself doing that one, but the way you did it was good.
It was fun. That was better. You got better the second time around. Did you do the motion thing?
I did. I looked for a little bit.
Did that help?
Yeah. Feels like surfing.
Go out and do it in real life. You'll see on Sunset any night. You can go down there and you'll see these guys. They're all doing this stuff called peacocking. They're all standing out. They're all using the same routines. And it's like the guys...
What is peacocking?
Peacocking? They have their own language, by the way. And I'll get a call from a guy and he'll say, Style was my name. And I'll say, hey, I was in a 2-set, and I was trying to neg the target, but I got IOIs from the obstacle. Should I have DHV'd or DLV'd? Assuming she was an SHB11. And that'll mean something.
Yeah, but it means you guys are nerds.
Totally.
Most of them are CNF comments. I don't know what they're going to do.
Explain to me what a CNF comment is.
CNF means cocky and funny. It's just a way to build attraction with women. If you bust on their balls and you show a higher value, and they'll be attracted to you. And the basis of attraction is just cocky and funny, or you can use negs.
A neg sounds like a compliment, but really is kind of a backhanded compliment.
She sees herself up here and you down here, and we're going to get into this later when we talk about what sexual confidence is. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is equalize her perception of your value. You're bringing yours up, and you're slightly knocking hers down so you guys are equal or you're slightly above hers. And that's what a neg does.
Giving her, once in a while, a little negative comment, something that kind of put her down a little bit. Not outward criticism, but something funny.
I really love your outfit, man. You know, your hat, fucking awesome. You know, your jacket, your jeans, you know. The whole thing, you know, except for the shoes. I mean, the shoes gotta go, but the rest of it is, wow, spot on, you know.
We're going to talk about the mating habits of bumblebees. Today we're going to talk about calamar.
Last-minute resistance happens when you are in a seduction situation with a woman, and she puts up token resistance.
And then right when I'm about to get into her pants, she stops me. She gives me a last-minute resistance.
LJBF, you know, I didn't coin it, but everybody uses that, you know, let's just be friends, which means that the woman, you know, obviously she's interested, but she's not interested sexually, so let's be friends. HB for hot babe, some guys will say hot bitches, and some guys will say hot something else, whatever.
AFC is the average frustrated chump, and that is the opposite of PUA. That means they don't respect themselves, they don't have confidence, and they will do anything, especially spend money on a girl to try to win her favor.
I'd say probably 90% of the guys that I interact with are probably AFCs.
PUA is the opposite of the AFC. So PUA is a pickup artist, and he has a lot of confidence in himself, he has a lot of self-respect, and he knows that a girl needs to work in order to get his attention.
The techniques that we try to use have been like tested to success.
They do know how to talk to girls, and even though I'm not attracted to guys, like, they have a way with you that just makes you feel like they know what you're talking about, you know?
I put her through qualification in mini isolation. The guy's there, right?
When I went back there, you were talking to the two set in the booth, and I had gone really flat on that set.
New Jersey PUA came in, and he stayed standing, and he was talking to them. I'm telling you, that was an easy set. That was super easy. I said, here, scooch over. I can only stay a minute, 1 minute. And I sat down. That was it. You know? By a time constraint, by putting a time constraint on your sit down, it makes it easy. You know? And then she said, did I invite you? Right? I didn't take the bait. You know, I don't have to worry about that. I just knew that I was going to be negging her first, even though this girl was my target. I was going to neg the obstacle. Okay? Because she deserved it. That's punishment reward. Punishment reward is a subroutine that happens all the time.
I attribute a tremendous amount of my success to what I learned from mystery, and I personally use that structure religiously. Just Saturday night, I went out with one of my wings, and you know, I mean, I was sitting there in my head counting down every single step. I was like, oh, now I am in A3. You know, you kind of get aware of it, you internalize the structure. But what I did not do was use a bunch of fucking bullshit routines on them. I've definitely taken a fashion overhaul. I mean, I've got sunglasses. I never wear sunglasses. The light doesn't bother me. I've got, you know, a ring that, you know, has a little function. It's a little toy that girls can play with, you know, and I've had people comment on that. I wear, you know, bracelets of all types. I've got a watch that's a lot more ostentatious than anything I would have worn before. You know, a playful little ring, a necklace that is a lot cheesier than anything I ever would have worn before. My shirt's buttoned low. I mean, it's stuff that draws attention to you. Most of the time I'm taking to carrying around the Superman lunchbox. I don't have it today because I couldn't carry the book in it. But, you know, I mean, it's outrageous stuff. But the thing is, even though it looks silly, and you know, if you're like me and you're not that kind of person, it's your sort of first way of looking at it. But if you're like me and you go, okay, well, what kind of person I am is not achieving the goals I want to get. I knew a lot of people were coming up, and they were like, well, we're gonna go to the seminar in Montreal. And I was like, sweet, I'll go to Montreal and I'll hang out, and I'll hang out with my buddies who are all pickup artists, while, not all my buddies are pickup artists, I'll hang out with all my pickup artist buddies, and then go after the seminar. That was my brilliant idea. But then, I was like, what am I gonna do all day? And I figure, well, it can't hurt to try to sneak in, however I end up sneaking in. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm curious to see if Mystery has anything new to say. I value a lot of what he posts. You know, I look for his posts on ASF and things like that.
make good money. Is that a thing? Santa Ana, so we're trying to figure out how I'm going to sneak in illicitly.
What? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to be a ninja. I'm saying, I don't know. I tell you what, do you have, you could probably wait till like a break, and then I'll take a picture of your ID, right? And then go to Kinko's and make one. I was sitting there and I was talking to the girl, and she turned the other way. So real quickly, I grabbed a blank name placard and a ticket to the thing. So I think maybe today it might be conspicuous to do it, but tonight we can go to like a printing shop or something like that and get this taken care of. No, I think a lot of the so-called community, you know, it's built on the idea of like, oh my God, I can make money doing this because guys are pathetic. And I don't know, I already paid at the Yin Yang for Eric von Markovic's stuff, and I don't know if I feel like paying $800 for unverifiably good or bad material.
I was expecting exchange.
Hey, how are you?
I'm Thompson. Hey, Thompson. They're encouraging me to come over.
All right, great.
So anyway, yeah, they just want to come over and talk. So I actually, did you talk to them?
I did. I just finished.
Yeah. I'm infuriated.
Well, you have to buy the DVD.
Do I?
Yeah.
We can't even have a conversation?
We can have a conversation.
Okay,
of course.
Fantastic. No, how do you, like, what's your style for opening, like, super direct? For somebody like me who's a lot more comfortable being direct and a lot more comfortable, like, just cutting the bullshit, not wanting to ask about David Bowie and not wanting to ask about, like let's just say I paint my nails black, theoretically, like, and I don't care. I don't want to, you know, have that be the intro. I want to be like, my name's Thompson. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. Let's go chat. Like,
you wanna choose something to comment on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
in a social atmosphere, you know, sometimes the most mundane topics are the easiest to be direct with because you feel more comfortable saying them rather than trying to think of something funny. Right. You can walk up and just make comments about, you know, the drinks or the party or where you're at, or, you know, I'll just walk up and say, hey.
When you're done over here, come talk.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm from out of town and don't know anybody, and I was told that you could show me around.
Really?
Will you show me around?
Using manipulation, tricks, and traps to get women into bed is not necessary. I agree. It's not ethical. I agree. And it's definitely not enlightened. I agree with everything on this.
Oh. Guys, look, they're protesting.
Oh, this is...
Using manipulation tricks is not necessary, ethical, or enlightened. We don't do it.
Oh, I see. Someone's actually protesting, or is it?
Yeah, someone's actually protesting.
Well, it seems to be focusing on undermining women for sexual acts.
I think it's I think it's ridiculous, honestly, just straight up. That they actually have a seminar where they're going to teach men how to seduce women, and
teaching men to how to manipulate us is absolutely unacceptable and ridiculous.
We say, we're not programmed to fuck you. Yeah, that's all nice and dandy, but what a woman says and how she responds are two very different things. This doesn't matter. If you agree with what we say, protest the clifflist.com seminar on how to seduce women. Oh, that's great.
You know what the funny
That is awesome. You know, welcome to my world. I am constantly challenging this. You see? And as soon as you have a chance to meet me and sit down and have a little word with me, this will change, because obviously we're not out to get laid. We're out to build companions. I do not manipulate, I do not trick, I do not trap. It is all open, and seduction is obviously mutual.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like a self-help, self-improvement thing, that's one thing. But teaching men to deliberately go out and degrade women as sex objects is totally wrong.
The prime real estate is that hunk of cooch that she's got hanging there. They've learned from their mother, their aunts, their sisters. This is the piece of real estate that's going to get you anything you want if you learn how to work it right. And a lot of time it comes from withholding that. The thing with the whole... Okay, the thing with the whole vulva area is that there's over 8,000 nerve fibers there. Those interact and interlace with over 15,000 through the whole pelvic region. Here's the thing, let me tell you this is how it goes in life. If you don't have a business plan for it, I don't give a shit what it is, you're not going to be successful. I'll meet guys that are like 26, and 21 to 26 is not a weird age for guys to go, I've never been laid. And that blows my fucking mind. A lot of guys know more about putting a spark plug in a car than they do about getting the vulva tuned up. When you teach projectile ejaculation, let me tell you something. Ask her. As soon as you start touching hair, she'll squirt.
I don't seduce women, I qualify them. My thing is I screen for women who come from the heart. It's okay to date, a 10, but where is she on the 1 to 10 heart scale?
I love you. I love you.
I love you too, baby. Come here. This is Gita.
Hi.
No matter how many women you meet, and no matter how many women you take home and exchange bodily fluids with, it won't make you happy.
Well, I guess.
So,
did you? But you recognize. But you did go through manipulative. What you.
Oh yeah, I had a black belt in manipulation.
Cool. Wow. Gosh.
Yeah.
The guy's a public speaker. He used the word duplicative like 2 or 3 times. It's not a word. Duplicative is not a word. Duplicitous. I'm not a public speaker. I can screw up, but I sure hope if I'm a public speaker, I can at least use words that exist. That's all.
I'm more of a teacher in my relationships. Maybe that sounds arrogant, but I just know a lot more about things like spirituality and heart and metaphysics and stuff like that. I know more about the 8,000 different nerve endings that are part of a woman's vagina. I know all the orgasm stuff. So I just teach them how to become better, happier people.
How old are you guys?
I'm 30 and she's 19.
Raise the levels for everyone. Really, needs no introduction whatsoever. So without further ado, please help me welcome Mr.
Incongruence, you gotta barrel through it. Incongruence occurs where what you say and how you say it don't mishmash, don't match. There you go. They don't come together very nicely. So we have to barrel through that. Most guys will say, well, just be yourself. Again, you've heard this before, being yourself means not getting laid. Something has to change. Don't think mystery doesn't do direct. I do it when it works. I play to win, and I open every single set. I do not fail my sets. If any of you fail your sets, you're doing something wrong. Oh my God, I don't fail my sets. Can you imagine knowing that no matter what set you approach, she's yours? We basically open with a neutral opener. A neutral opener could be, for instance, hey, first impression, black nails. Okay, get this. Some schmarmy looking woman looked at my black nails in an elevator and she said to me, are you a devil worshiper? Can you believe that? I said, what did I say to her? Oh, I said, we're going down, aren't we? I thought it was funny. Her whole physiology changes. I'm in one corner, she's in the other. And we're 26 floors down, she puts her head in the corner, averts her eyes to me like I'm the fucking devil. When we get down to ground level, the door's open and she leaves, still looking at the ceiling like this. Okay. My favorite nail. I'm not the devil. I'm the devil's helper, man. And cut. That's an indirect open.
Forward merge and backwards merge. There's a group of people, but it's a hot group, like good-looking guys, hot girl, and you want to bring them into your previous set. You can go in normally, like a normal group.
Mystery is an emotionally crippled child, but he can pick up anyone. He can't maintain a relationship to save his life. But when it comes to pickup, he's fucking brilliant. You cannot touch him. I mean, there are stories of him, firsthand I've heard, taking Scott Baio's girlfriend off Scott Baio's arm.
This is controlling a set. Shall you and I try an experiment? For fun?
When you say one interesting thing, they'll say, that's interesting. But when you string a whole series of interesting things together, interesting facts, non sequitur facts, they'll say you're interesting.
Don't forget, I'm doing negging. So I'm shooting them back, and that's them coming back at me. you know? When you take a string and put it in front of a cat, pull it away, it's gonna come after it, right? So that's what I'm purposely like tapping them on their forehead, going, you know, negging her, and she's like, stop, but she wants to play, you know. And that's what's happening right now. I know that this will sound very egotistical, but being picked up by Mystery is a fucking privilege. Do you know how hard I work to make it fun for the girl? A challenge to make it memorable. It is a fake it till you make it exercise, but ultimately you have to make it. I am the leader of men, you know? I am ruling this weird freaking cult of, you know, lovable misfits. You go out 4 nights a week, and in those 4 nights a week, every night you'll go out for, let's say, 4 hours a night, from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. It's 4 hours to work. If you did a dozen sets in that night, where do I start? A dozen sets, that'd be 48 sets a week, close to 50 a week. You'd learn a lot. Listen, I promise you, I'm bringing this to international cultural iconic status. This isn't going away.
Gentlemen, I'm Mystery. Keep it up. Bye.
But it's only 8 stages for me, and I don't have to worry about that last minute resistance crap.
That thing, you said the thing that was gold, the hijack your mind bit.
Right.
Like I use that.
Nice?
I use that consistently every time.
How soon do you begin it?
As soon as I go to as soon as I'm in comfort.
10, 15 minutes.
Like once I know for a fact that I've broken out of A3, then I'm like, okay, and I do that, and I'll try to take away at some point then,
right.
and then I'll be like, you know. It's like, there's this thing going on between us. It's like you hijack my mind. It's really weird. Anyway.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really odd that I think about you and I look away when I come back to look at you. There's some ethereal quality that I'm drawn to, and it's totally creeping me out right now.
But you're talking about the girl, not me, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Right.
New people who are out there learning to be more social, learning to meet new people that they don't know, is that they don't have the ability to go up and talk to people that they don't know. They sit around in a room, and it's almost like a prison. It's like, I'm here in a room with lots of people that I would like to speak to, but I don't have any idea how to do it. So I'm in this little prison, this little box around me with my drink in this hand, watching the world, wishing that I could be part of it, but not knowing how to do it. That's where Wilder's opening theory comes in.
Women are much, much better at being polite and showing kind of polite interest than men are. So if you want to know if a woman's locked up, you really can't look at her face. So what I do is if I'm walking up to a girl, I'll walk over and I'll just kind of look around and I'll be like, hey, get this. And then I'll look like I'm looking for someone else. And I'll be like, so what does a guy do for a girl at a revolving door? You see? Yeah. I'm basically saying, oh yeah, I'll talk to you until I find the girl I really am looking for, right? And you can even take a step back. You'd be like, if there's a group of people, I'll be like, guys. So get this. You see what I'm doing? I'm saying, I'm interrupting your conversation. You have to focus on me, but hey, isn't this relaxed and comfortable now? Very powerful. That is very powerful. I'm telling you guys, that is more important than what opener you're running, what you say. It's the ability to interrupt, but then make people feel comfortable, right? You're the man. You're in control. If she's uncomfortable and it's a problem, it's not her job to fix the problem. It's your job to fix the problem. So don't say, oh, you look like you're uncomfortable. Just kind of relax and ease off.
Wow. I love this shirt.
Yeah, it really stands out. Like you really stand out, which is it's a good thing in some situations.
And it can be if you overdo it, it can work against you.
I believe in miracles, right from you suck
All right, guys, you're not going out tonight to get laid. You're not going out tonight to get numbers. You're going out tonight to kill that little voice in your head. It says don't talk to strangers, all right? We're all gonna do that tonight. I want every guy in this room to do at least 25 sets tonight, at least, all right? It's okay for you guys to be scared. It's okay for you to think you're not gonna do it, because you're gonna do it.
I was opening one set after another. It was good practice. The instructors were helping us out checking out our body language, how everything went. There were this couple of girls that I was talking to, and they were following me all over the place. They were taking photos and touching my mustache. I took a photo with them kissing my cheek.
When I look at Andy, I look at a guy who falls into a trap that I fall into all the time. He thinks he's a little better than he is. You know, I feel like not as much as soaking in. I hear him relate some lessons to things that he's heard or things that he's read, and there's a little bit of the translation getting missed.
But yet, over the course of 3 days, the way I see him, the way he presents himself, is so different, is so just profoundly different, that when I look at him, I see a different person that walks through that door. He's confident, he's outgoing, he's not afraid to speak. I saw a massive transformation in that man in 3 days, and I'm proud, really proud of what I was able to help him bring out of himself.
Just by using their format, I noticed a lot of improvements in my sets. I mean, I'm not the best pickup artist of the world just because I took this one seminar, but yeah, I see that if I stick to it, if I use some of the storytelling techniques that they told me about and the breakdown for opening, and if I am consistent with them, I can get a lot of results. And I'm very excited about that. I got some very good sets. But yeah. I've shaved the handlebars. I don't have any. I just got this done on the weekend actually. So.
Nothing happened between us. I mean, the guy's just incoherent. He's a mess, and like, it's fine. Like, it's totally fine. You could be a mess. You can be a depressive. You can be a sad sack of subhumanity. That's fine. That's awesome. Be what you're gonna be. But my problem is, like, because of that, he contributes posts that are based on nothing. So he doesn't really field test anything. He doesn't really, it's clear that what he says is based on sort of how he interprets it through his filter, not through actual success or failure interacting with women. He's never had a group he's been a part of.
This is my main win, fucking Crazy Dennis.
Yeah, what's up?
It's been really good. I have 3 LTRs.
3 long-term relationships?
Yeah, like girls that I'm shagging on a constant basis. And a Barner student. She's doing astrophysics. Really cool girl. And let me see, the third one. I shot her her name. Oh, this girl, she's a Puerto Rican girl from the Bronx. I don't know if I mentioned it too. She's like 27, she's a single mother. Like what I want to do is get like maybe 1 more LTR or 2 more, and just have them, so that I can have sex coming in on a constant basis. And after that, just search like a motherfucker, like do 20 sets a day or some shit like that. Just master this shit and move on.
Prime time. Meet Neil Strauss, a former New York Times rock critic and ghostwriter of 4 best-selling books. His new book, The Game, documents his journey into the secret society called the seduction community.
I don't know what this has to do with, the Bible, but they certainly are trying to sell it like that, complete with gold leaf pages. So it's going to be good times. I'm eager to meet Style again after Montreal. What he's done is he's laid out the structure of the book like it's actually select a target, approach and open, demonstrate value, just disarm the obstacles, isolate the target. This is all stuff that's straight out of Mystery Method. This is all. This is actually Style and Mystery's method of seduction, which he outlines, in great detail in the book.
The book is the culmination of 2 years of his experience, but it's really the beginning of something. I really do believe that, and it's not a bad thing. Like a pickup artist, seductionist, it's all names. But what is it really? Is it really just trying to teach men how to be better with themselves, more comfortable with themselves, and more at ease among women?
I was in 3 one-hour episodes of the ABC show, Hooking Up, and in certain parts they portrayed me as really good, and certain parts they portrayed me as not so good. And they're creating a story, so they needed to slant me in a certain way, and I completely understand that. So I was kind of the, as they called me on their website, the lovable rogue.
Just have some respect for yourself. I think a lot of it comes down to mindset, and that mindset is that I value myself a lot. And all these techniques and tools and behaviors are kind of a manifestation of that belief. And, you know, the players or the Macs or, you know, just the guys who are naturally good with women, they have respect and confidence for themselves. So you see that, and the girl sees that. But if you don't really believe it, you know, then you kind of have a tough road ahead of yourself.
Handling women, handling this part of your life is about choice. And if you're so focused on getting better at picking up girls and you actually lose why it is you want women in your life and what it is that they're doing for your life, you're not successful and you're not the best, right? People are the best when they're with a woman and they're truly happy and they're truly in a great relationship, however they define their relationships.
It's all a game. Everybody's playing to a certain degree on both sides. So, I mean, you shouldn't kid yourselves that we're not playing as well.